I thought my best friend and I were unbreakable. We came from broken families and stuck together through everything, but behind my back. Part 1. I met Carla in the 8th grade. We were both products of broken homes. She had a mother who disappeared into work and men, while I lived with a father who drowned his bitterness in cheap beer and silence. Misery loves company, I guess, and for a long time, I thought we were inseparable. We clung to each other like shipwreck survivors. I shared my food when she forgot hers, and she comforted me when my dad's anger flared. It felt like the kind of sisterhood you see in movies, but I was wrong. So wrong. High school was when the cracks started showing. I'd catch people whispering when I walked by, or giggling after I passed. At first, I thought I was just paranoid, but the rumors came hard and fast, that I slept around, that I faked being poor for attention, that I was desperate for male attention. It hurt, but I never imagined Carla was behind it. I found out years later that she'd been the one feeding the flames. Apparently, it made her feel powerful. She once even told someone, if she falls apart, maybe people will notice me instead. I didn't find this out until adulthood, and by then, I had already forgiven her for so many smaller things that should have been red flags. After college, I landed a decent job in HR at a medium-sized firm. When Carla called one day crying about being unemployed and behind on rent, I felt obligated to help her. I remembered our shared childhood, the pain we both carried. I got her a part-time data entry job at my company. It wasn't glamorous, but it was steady, and it was more than she had. That's when I started noticing things. People kept asking me, so, Carla's your full-time assistant now, or, she said she might be moving into project management soon. I was confused. Carla was part-time, no benefits, and absolutely not in line for promotion. But she strutted around the office like she ran the place. She started wearing blazers like a manager, sitting in on meetings she wasn't invited to, even correcting full-time staff during briefs. It was embarrassing, not just for me, but because people assumed I vouched for this behavior. And I had. Still, I swallowed it. I told myself she was just overcompensating. Maybe she was trying to make something of herself, and I should be proud. But then came the final straw, my boyfriend, Theo. He was kind, grounded, and had been a huge part of my emotional healing. One night, he got a text while we were watching a movie. He showed it to me without thinking. It was from Carla. You looked really good in that shirt today. Winky face. Wish we could have had more time to talk at lunch. I stared at it for a long time. Theo said he barely spoke to her. She just happened to pass by when he visited me at work. That's when the alarm bells, long ignored, started ringing loud and clear. I started digging. I checked office emails. She'd been replying to external vendors under my name. She'd signed up for full-day tasks that weren't part of her position. She even logged into my system profile once, a breach of policy. I pulled HR records, and sure enough, she'd been inflating her title on LinkedIn and even applied internally for a full-time job she wasn't qualified for without telling me. And then I remembered the high school rumors, the whispers, the lies. I confronted a mutual classmate online and asked bluntly, was Carla the one spreading things about me back then? Her response was fast. You didn't know? Everyone knew it was her. I sat with that for a long time. Hurt doesn't even begin to cover it. It was betrayal with layers, like I'd been living in a relationship built on rot. I'd poured so much into her, and she'd been quietly taking and twisting everything from the start. I confronted her the next morning. She denied it at first, of course. Then she cried, like she always did, and blamed her rough upbringing. Said she was jealous of me, that I had it all. A career, a stable relationship, that she didn't mean to hurt me, but she did. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I just reported everything, impersonation, internal misrepresentation, and policy violations, and left it to HR. She was fired a week later. Theo stayed, and he held me through the nights I mourned the friendship I thought I had, the sisterhood I thought was real. But now I know, sometimes, the people who stand closest to you are the ones holding the sharpest knives. And I'll never dull my instincts again. Thank you for listening. Subscribe for more.